in regards to your basketball team.
Oh yeah.
Training camp.
Knicks and Nets.
He's a Nets fan.
Oh yeah.
Training camp. How do you feel the Nets are looking at training camp right now? Preseason is very, very close. What are the biggest stories out of net camp right now?
Honestly, the biggest story is how much they're putting their confidence behind Ben Simmons.
Really?
Yeah. Every day there's a new quote about like how much they're encouraging him.
Right.
Like Kyrie came out and said, like, you know, we can see him. We just need to support him. We can see him getting back to all-star form. We just have to be there, you know, help him get there. Steve Nash came out and said the other day, he was like, I don't need him to shoot the basketball. He's like, I don't care if he shoots the basketball. He's like, we have so many shooters on this team. Like, we don't need him to take jump shots. He's like, if he wants to take a jump shot, if he's open, he wants to take a jump shot, whatever, I'm not gonna sit him. I'm not gonna bench him. This is what Steve Nash said. He's like, I'm not gonna sit him down. But like, if he wants to shoot, he can shoot. If he doesn't, that's fine. We want him here to facilitate the offense. We want him to attack the rim. We want him to play great defense. So I think him not having to be a focal point for the team and be like a number one or even a number two on the team is gonna do a lot for him.
Interesting. Now, I mean, I like the empowering of Ben Simmons. Do you think that strategy will work?
I think he wants to prove a lot of people wrong.
I see that.
And like, I think he's heard a lot of all the chatter that's been going on for this past year. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of it was, you know, he just didn't want to be in Philly anymore. Once he heard Doc say, "Oh, I don't know if you could be, if he could be the lead guard, you know, a point guard on the championship team," and he heard Embiid say, "The reason we lost the game is because of him." Like, he was like, "All right, I'm done. I don't need to be here. They don't want me here. I don't need to be here." So I think a lot of him sitting out was just, he just didn't want to be there. And a lot of the, like, he was already dealing with his other issues that he had, and having to go to work like that in a place where you know you don't want to be, it's hard. So I don't. He said he handled things wrong too. He said it himself.
Before you go, Jeff,
But
we're gonna go into this, but we're gonna go into it after the break.
He has changed the game, whether you like it or not. He's changed it. He's impacted the game in some fashion or form.
I'm gonna find a bar mitzvah for you to go to, and you gonna turn that motherfucker out.
Yeah, all the gals watching.
Crack him if you got him.
All the gals watching. Minus 6.
And I would like to formally welcome you to
Welcome
Welcome
the grid.
to the grid.
To the grid.
Welcome to the grid.
And welcome to the grid.
Welcome to the grid.
Welcome back, y'all. So we were talking about Ben Simmons and, you know, how he's been integrated with the Brooklyn Nets. You know, his situation with the Philadelphia 76ers didn't end the right way. And, you know, I have my own takes about that. You know, we spoke about this in regards to how I feel that he said on JJ Redick's podcast that, you know, the fact that the fans and everybody didn't support him and it really got to him. And I'm just like, you're in fucking Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You're in the NBA. You are the number what pick?
Number one overall.
Number one overall.
Yeah.
So the expectation for you
Yeah.
to drag this organization back to where they believe it needs to be, because your NBA comps before you got drafted was what? LeBron James.
But that's not his fault.
No, it's not. I'm definitely not putting it on him.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that when that's the expectation that's put on you, and you don't show that,
Right.
and then you have the type of series that he had in regards to the mental gaffes that he had, the lack of shooting the free throws, the lack of trust that Doc Rivers had in him in regards to those situations, the lack of trust that his teammates ended up having in him with Embiid. You know, him and Embiid never really got along, and then that happened and just kind of put it over the top. For me, it's like I worry for him.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I worry for him is because he's going from Philly to Brooklyn. It's not the Knicks.
No.
But it's still New York. And there's expectations here. It's not like the Nets are a team that has a whole bunch of second round picks and a whole bunch of G League players. They have all-stars. They have aspirations of getting to the Eastern Conference Championship or Finals again. The NBA Finals, they want to get there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure on the Nets this season because who's to say that this is going to be the same team that comes back after this season?
Right.
We don't know what the Nets are going to be next season. We don't know if Kyrie's going to sign an extension. He may be somewhere else.
Right.
So it's all in now. We don't know if Kevin Durant is going to wake up 5 months from now and say, yeah, I still want out.
Right.
So for me, I worry for this kid because hopefully he's mentally prepared from getting, tossed into the frying pan, right?
Yeah.
So, that's my whole thing.
The only thing I'll say about that is, what he actually said was like he never really blamed the fans.
Yeah.
He more so said that the teammates in the organization.
They fucked up.
He said the Sixers didn't help him.
It was the teammates in the organization that he felt didn't back him enough.
Right.
Like he said, he loved the fans. He understood. He's been, he been through it. He's been booed before, by the fans. But that's just,
he said it affected him. Yeah.
But what the difference is for better or worse, the Brooklyn fan base is a completely different type of fan base. They're very calm. It's not a rabid fan base like how the Knicks are or how Philly is.
I would say that your fan base is tranquilized.
You know what it is? A lot of the diehards never
came over
from Jersey. They didn't like the move. So you got a lot of, you still got some fans from Jersey.
Yeah.
But it's just hard for them to come out on a nightly basis to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
To watch games, right? But when the playoffs come, you hear them in the playoffs.
Right.
Like when they were playing against the Bucks in the playoffs, it was loud. I was at every game. It was loud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Probably the loudest I've ever heard it in Barclays Center.
I agree.
But to get there on a nightly basis, it's a little bit hard, and a lot of, what a part of it was when they moved from Jersey to Brooklyn, they changed everything. Mm-hmm. They tried to completely forget about the Jersey years.
They're starting to bring that back.
You know
what
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they tried, even the banners changed.
Right.
Like the banner colors are black and white. Yep. It's not the original red, white, and blue like they used to.
Yes.
So they tried to completely erase Jersey because they figure it's Jersey, not realizing that a lot of the fans
are from Jersey.
Right. And they were successful. Right. They went to back-to-back finals.
It wasn't a bad organization.
Like it's not their fault. They ran into the Lakers and the Spurs.
And they should have beat Spurs.
We were close to beating the Spurs. So our fan base isn't the same. It's not as, we don't boo our own players. The only player that I've seen get booed there in the last 10 years, besides Darren Williams, was James Harden.
Right.
And that's because you could visibly see that James Harden wasn't giving his all on the court.
He quit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a completely different environment. And they're like, let's not make it seem like Ben Simmons is trash.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like he's only played 4 years in the league. Right? He's been all NBA 2 times. One time. He's been all defense 2 times.
Defensive player of the year.
Yeah, he should have been defensive player of the year. He was rookie of the year. Like he's been a 3-time All-Star. Like he it's not like he's been trash. He's been good. It's just that he had a bad series the last time we seen him play.
Maybe this will be the ideal fit for him because he actually has guys that can put the ball in the basket and he can just be able to really distribute and not have to worry about the pressure of being a scorer.
Right.
There's no pressure on him to be a scorer here because they got guys that can score here. So we'll see what. Listen, I'm rooting for the kid.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the kid. I just want to see him mature a little bit more mentally, and you know that does come with time.
Yeah,
he's getting
still
older,
young.
so so we'll see how that happens, man. You got anything to say about the Jeff?
Nah, I had you guys spoke so eloquently. I didn't want to bring it back, to be honest. I feel like the discussion's over. But no, I did want to ask about the school of thought that Gilbert Arenas had threw out there about the whole Ben Simmons situation. Whereas the organization messed up.
Yeah.
They lost. They threw him under the bus rather than taking it on the chin collectively, and they kind of alienated him.
I mean, you know what it is? Here's the thing, what they always say about right after games, that you should never speak to people right after games because emotions are high. There was a lot riding on that series, obviously, right? And like emotions are out the roof. Like people are mad, like they're upset. Their personal feelings are now being spilled onto the court after the game based on, okay, I don't like this guy, so I'm just going to air out whatever I said.
Yeah.
I don't blame Doc Rivers. I don't think Doc Rivers said anything crazy. I think Doc Rivers tried his best to be as honest and transparent without really saying anything, right?
Yeah, but he said, but he said it.
Was pretty damning,
he said it though.
But Pete, they asked him a question.
Doesn't matter.
Said,
He could have.
Do you feel that he can be the point guard? He said, I can't answer that right now.
But yo,
I don't know.
But by not answering it, you answered it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Doc Rivers, and I'm not defending Doc Rivers because I think he's the biggest choke artist in NBA history in regards to a coach. But the school of thought that he comes from is that there's certain ways that school of coaching motivates their players. Some coaches use the media to be able to get the most out of their players, to say, how are you going to rise to the occasion next season?
Right.
Because I can guarantee when Doc Rivers went to sleep that night, he had no idea the firestorm that was going to happen from what he said, right? Because based on his actions in the offseason, he went to meet with Ben several times. And I'm sure he cleared the air to try to tell Ben.
He tried to clear the air.
Right,
but,
to try to tell Ben, but
you know why? But you know why you do that though?
Yeah.
When you realize you made a mistake.
No, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he comes from a school of thought that does things that does this way. He realized he can't motivate this player that way. So because he made that mistake, he's now, you got to make up for that. Phil Jackson did this for years.
Yeah.
He would use the media to motivate and get his players to play a certain way. There's certain coaches that do that, but in this generation, you can't really do that with a lot of these players anymore.
Here's my thing, and I would say that if this was his first year coaching Ben and he didn't know Ben, he knows Ben. He knew Ben was fragile. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know. As the coach, you see him every day. You coached him for 82 games that season. You coached him the year before. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's a new player and he's not sure what he's supposed to do. Yeah. He knew what it was. He knew it was going to affect him a certain way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think they knew what what people forget is they were already going to trade Ben. Prior to the season, they had talks to trade Ben to Houston for James Harden.
Well, I mean, once whatchamacallit got there, Cat was out of the bag.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
So before the season even started, you already had me out the door.
Yeah.
And now when the season ends, you throw me under the bus.
Scapegoat, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all clearly don't want me here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's part of, like, people don't take everything into account.
Yeah.
Like, you look at it just he got mad because he had a bad series. They said one thing about him. It's cumulative, and he even said it in the podcast. He was like, it wasn't just the last game that messed him up. He said everything was cumulative from his whole time being there. And I think a big part of that is Embiid being his teammate. Embiid is the type of dude that doesn't hold his tongue.
That's why I think he's going to be okay, because what I was trying to get into, you kind of started to segue into. Yeah. He was wronged by the organization. Once he's wronged by the organization, he now no longer wants to be there.
Yeah.
There's not that many ways to get off of an NBA team.
Yeah.
One of the ways is my back tightened up.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like that though.
Now that his back tightens up and he's on a new team, they're on the playoff run. There's turmoil everywhere. Even if I can play, I haven't played in a year. When I get on the court, if I'm less than what I'm supposed to be, this now goes from being their issue to now I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Also, I'm trying to sue a team for $20 million because of some shit that they did wrong. I can't just now go over here and start hooping. I got to finish this lawsuit out. So now that all of that is behind him, he's gotten his money, he's gotten his severance. There's a team ahead of him, not behind him. I think he's gonna actually do really, really well this year.
Jeff, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That little soliloquy you went on just now.
Oh, good for you.
Nah, that was good. That was good. I respect that. I like that.
Yeah.
You guys brought the heat in this segment. I appreciate that. I like what was going on here.
Yeah.
You know, you guys made up for that Dallas Cowboys segment. You guys
But yeah.
But I agree with you. Listen, I think he's going to do fine here. I think he's gonna do fine. Just like I said, I hope that mentally he's ready.
Yeah.
For this,
I think
it ain't gonna be rose all the time.
Yeah, if you thought Philly was around,
most of the slings and arrows though
Yeah.
are usually gonna go to Kyrie.
Of course,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's warranted.
Kyrie's a magnet for the slings and arrows.
We don't have enough show.
Yeah,
left.
we be here for 4
so,
hours talking about this shit. I'm good.
The only thing for the Nets, what they need is gonna be health.
Right.
And that's been their biggest issue.
Yeah.
So like Joe Harris is finally back. He's a full go. Ben Simmons is a full go. He's back. Right now they said Seth Curry, he's not 100%. He says he's like 85 to 90. He was like he could do everything except full 5-on-5.
Okay, so they just gotta ease him in.
Yeah, same thing with TJ Warren. TJ Warren still, his foot. He's been out of the league for 2 years.
Yeah.
So he right now that he said his foot is healed. He said his foot is 100% healed, but like right now the doctors just want to make sure everything else around it is good before they make him full go.
When you mess up your foot, you have to. You gotta. That's one thing, but you gotta retrain yourself. How to walk, how to run, how to jump shot, how you land, everything. So that's why it takes people longer to be able to come back from an injury like that.
Yeah.
And it's worse when you're a big man. You know what I'm saying? Like for a guard like him or forward like him, it
shouldn't be too bad.
He'll be all right. He's athletic, but it's tough.
But they gotta you gotta make sure like when you get an injury like that, you gotta make sure you gotta take care of everything else. And like before that, you probably never really took care of certain things like that. But once you get that type of injury, you gotta make sure the calves is good. You gotta make sure the quads good, hammies. You gotta make sure everything is good before it'll fully heal and let you get back to who you're gonna be. So
we don't want TJ Warren on the court with those orthopedics, like those heels that are like this big. we don't.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'll throw off his whole shot. He gonna be on the angle now.
He gonna be on. We don't want that. I just send the defense. I send the offense that way. Just go that way. Go that way on him. But
from everything it looks like in camp, everybody looks happy.
Okay.
They got Morris there for a little toughness. Markieff Morris.
You mean it's Markieff?
It's Markieff.
Markieff.
It's Markieff Morris.
One that was on the Lakers.
The one that got injured by Jokic.
Right.
Yeah. So they brought him in for a little toughness. So they have a decent mix. Patty Mills is back. Claxton's back. They got a decent mix of veterans and young guys. With Cam Thomas and them, they got Sumner from Indiana, so they got a good mix of youth and veteran players. Nice. So it's all about getting the coaching staff right, and they got this new Igor. I think he was the assistant coach in Dallas.
Yes,
he was Luka's guy. Mm-hmm. They got him to run the offense.
Okay,
so that Steve Nash, could just all he has to do is manage the egos, but Igor is going to be the one that's really setting up the offense. They got GRYD setting up the defense. Like he actually He said he sectioned things off, almost like how a football team does.
Okay, so we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that works out.